Good morning, children. Our next topic in this chapter is operators. So, what is an operator? An operator is used to perform specific mathematical or logical operations on values. The values that the operator works on are called operands. So, what is an operator? An operator is used to perform specific mathematical or logical operations on values. And on what values these operations are performed are called operands. So, Python supports several kinds of operators. They are arithmetic operator, relational operator, assignment operator, logical operator, membership operator. So let us see the different types of operators. So first type of operator is arithmetic operator. So all the operators like plus, minus, star is for multiplication, then division, modulus, floor division, exponent, these are all arithmetic operators. So let us see what is the different types of arithmetic operators. So first type of arithmetic operator is plus. So plus is used for addition. It adds two numeric values on either side of the operator. So look at this example. In that num1 is equal to 5, num2 equal to 6. So we use the operator plus for adding the values in the variable num1 and num2. So num1 plus num2 will return the value 11. That is, it adds the values contained in the variable num1 and num2. That is, it adds 5 and 6. Next operator is minus. Minus is used for subtraction. Subtracts the operands on the right from the operand on the left. As usual, our subtraction. Same thing as the subtraction. First variable minus the second value. So we have num1 equal to 5, num2 equal to 6. Then num1 minus num2 is equal to 5 minus 6, that is minus 1. Then the next type of operator is star, which is used for multiplication. So this star multiplies the two values on both sides of the operator. Multiplies the two values on both sides of the operator, same as that of the function of multiplication. Num1 equal to 5, num2 equal to 6. So num1 star num2 means 5 into 6, 30. It will return the value after multiplying the two operands that are on the either side of the on both sides of the operator. Next is a slash. This is used for division. It divides the operands on the left by the operand on the right of the operator and returns the quotient. So to return the quotient, we use this slash. That is num1 equal to 5, num2 equal to 2. Then num1 divided by num2, that is 5 divided by 2. We get a value of 0.5. So all these four operators are familiar for you. The next operator is a percentage symbol. It is called modulus. So what this percentage or modulus do is that it divides the operand on the left by the operand on the right and returns the remainder. So to calculate the remainder, the symbol percentage is used. So look at the example. Num1 equal to 13, num2 equal to 5. So num1 mod num2. This percentage is called mod. num1 mod num2 will return the remainder when num1 is divided by num2. First it will divide num1 by num2 and it will take the remainder as the output. It will return the remainder. So you can see when 13 is divided by 5, the quotient will be 2. Then there is a remainder 3. That remainder is returned. But in case of division operator, it divides and a decimal point value will be generated. But in case of modulus, an integer value is only generated. Next is floor division. This 2 slashes indicate floor division. It divides the operand on the left by the operand on the right and returns the quotient by removing the decimal part. It is sometimes also called integer division. Here in division, when we divide 5 by 2, we get 2.5. But in case of floor division, if we divide 5 by 2, we won't get 2.5, but we will get the value 2 because floor division will remove the decimal part from the answer. So floor division is used to remove the decimal point and it will produce only the integer value. So look at the example. Num1 is equal to 5, num2 equal to 2. So num1 floor division num2 returns only 2, but the correct answer is 2.5, but the floor division returns only 2. It removed the decimal part. Next, num2 divided by num1. Num2 is what? 2 and num1 is 5. So you can see num2 divided by 5 is what? 0 point something will be there. So for that the decimal part is removed and the output is 0 only. Next is exponent. It raises the base to the power of the exponent. That is, multiply the base as many times as given in the exponent. So let us see how it works. We have two variables, num1 equal to 3, num2 equal to 4. So what? To find the exponent of a number, num1 star star num2, which indicates that num1 raised to the power of num2. Num1 raised to the power of num2. That is 3 raised to 4. That is 3 is multiplied 4 times. That is 81. So to find the power of a variable raised to the power of a variable, we have to use star star. It is used for exponent. Next operator is relational operator. So we have certain relational operators. Here we have studied arithmetic operators. They are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, floor division and exponent. Now we are going to study about relational operators. So this relational operator tells whether there is any relationship between the two variables. So the different types of relational operators are equal to equal to. In Python or any programming language, for comparison, if A is equal to B, in programming language we use two equal to signs to represent equal to. In maths, if A equal to B, likewise in programming we have to write that A is equal to B as A equal to B. That is, this the two equal to symbol is equivalent to our equal to. Two equal to symbol is equals to operation. If values of two operands are equal, then the condition is true. Otherwise, it is false. So what the relational operator tells is either it is true or false. The relational operator returns the output in the form of a Boolean data type. It returns only true or false. A relational operator always gives an output true or false. The output of relational operator is always true or false. So the relational operator equal to is used to check whether the two operands are equal. So if the two operands are equal, then this relation the output as true. If the two operands are not equal, the relational operator will give the output false. So let us consider this example. We have two variables num1 and num2. We know that num1 is equal to 3 and num2 equal to 4. So if we write num1 equal to num2, then since two values are different, num1 is 3 and num2 is 4. So it returned false. Then we have a string. Here string is not given. If two strings are equal, then it returns true. Or if two strings are not equal, then it returns false. So anything, any operands are, if any operands are equal, then it will return true. And if any operands are not equal, then it will return false. Next is, you can see exclamatory symbol and then an equal to. An exclamatory symbol and then an equal to. It is called not equal to. This exclamatory symbol and equal to is called not equal to. If values of two operands are not equal, then the condition is true. Otherwise, it is false. So this not equal to symbol is used to check whether two operands are not equal. So here our num1 is 3 and num2 equal to 4. So if we give num1 not equal to num2, then this statement is true because num1 is not equal to num2. So the output is true. And if str1 not equal to str2, two different strings, str1 and str2, then it will return true. Then if num1 not equal to num3, so what is num1? Here in numbers are there. Num1 not equal to num3. Num1 and num3 are different numbers. I think num1 and num3 are same numbers. So num1 not equal to num3 will return false. Num3 are same numbers. Then the greater than symbol. If the values of the left operand is greater than the value of the right operand, same as that in the maths, how the greater than is, greater than and less than symbol works, likewise only in here also. If the value of the left operand is greater than the value of the right operand, then condition is true. Otherwise, it is false. So num1 greater than num2. So what is num1? Here num1 is 3 and it has taken the num1 as num1 and num2. So if num1 is greater than num2, then it will return true. And in strings, it will compare the ASCII values. A string has a particular ASCII value. So the ASCII value of A is less than that of B, and it is less than that of C, and the ASCII value increases from A to Z. So the strings, the comparison is done based on the alphabetical order. So capital letters have ASCII values smaller than that of the small letters. That and all I will show you. Then the less than symbol. Less than symbol is used to compare whether the left operand is less than the right operand. If left operand is less than the right operand, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Next is assignment operator. So, the assignment operator here, in the same way itself, less than, equal to and greater than and equal to will work. These all are relational operators. Equal to, not equal to, less than and equal to, greater than or equal to. Next is assignment operator. Assignment operator assigns the value of a operand to a value in the left side, left operand. The value of the right operand, the value in the right side to the value in the left operand. So there are many assignment operators. Let us see the first one, that is equal to. It assigns the value from right side operand to left side operand. So if we have, let us see the example. This assignment operator is the symbol equal to. So if only single equal to is there, then it is an assignment operator. And if two equal tos are there, then it is a relational. So here num1 is equal to 2 and num2 equal to num1. That is, the value in the right side is what? Num1. So here the assignment operator, what it does is, the value in num1 is assigned to the value variable num2. So what the num2 will have? Num2 will have the value what? The value num1 has. So num2 will have the value 2. So this is what is called assignment. Look at the second example, country equal to India. So what here it is done? A variable country is assigned with a value, a string India. When we print this country, it will give the output as a string. The string is India. So to assign any variable, we have did addition, program of addition, a equal to 2. So we are assigning the value a, variable a, with the value 2. That is the assignment operator. That is why we are assigning a value. A is giving a, for a we are giving a value 2. And we have done c equal to a plus b. Here also we are assigning a value to c. That what is the value assigned? A plus b. The sum of the value is assigned to the variable c, or it is assigned to the variable result. Next is plus equal to. It adds the value of right side operands to the left side operand and assigns the result to the left side operand. So how it works is, x plus equal to y is same as x equal to x plus y. It is written in the short form as x plus equal to y. In programming, the Python programming, we have to write like this, x plus equal to y. So if we have num1 equal to 10, num2 equal to 2, so we can write num1 plus equal to num2. That means num1 equal to num1 plus num2. So it is same as num1 equal to num1 plus num2. So what it will do? It will add the values. First, initially num1 has the value 10. Now what the value of num1 will be? Num1, new value of num1 will be current value of num1 plus num2, that is 10 plus 2. That is num1 will have the value 12 and num2 will have the same value because no change is made to the variable num2. Next is the operator minus equal to. It subtracts the value of right side operand from the left side operand and assigns the result to the left side operand. So x minus equal to y is same as x equal to x minus y. X minus equal to y is same as x equal to x minus y. So here we have two variables, num1 equal to 10, num2 equal to 2. So num1 minus equal to num2 means num1 equal to num1 minus num2. So num1 will be 10 minus 2, that is 8. In the same manner, we can do star equal to division, modulus, floor division, and exponential also. So all these are assignment operators. First we multiply and the quotient is assigned in star equal to. In case of division, first we divide and the quotient is assigned. Then modulus, first we divide and the remainder is assigned. Then in floor division, first we divide and the quotient in integer form is assigned. Then in exponent, the result is assigned to the variable on the left side. So this is assignment operator. Next is logical operator. There are three logical operators supported by Python. These operators are and, or, not. And these are written in lowercase letters. The logical operator evaluates to either true or false based on the logical operands on it. So this logical operator is also returns true or false, like our relational operator. So first one is logical AND. It is written as AND. If both operands are true, then the condition becomes true. In logical operator, in both side of the operands operator, the operands on both side of the operator, that is the conditions on both side of the operands are true, then the condition becomes true. So we have an operator operand variable num1 is equal to 10, num2 is equal to minus 20, and in the next line num1 equal to 10 and num2 equal to 20. So here before and there is a condition and after and also there is a condition. So before the and operator there is a condition num1 equal to 10. So is it true? Num1 equal to 10? Yes, the value of num1 is 10. And after the operator and, you can see another condition num2 equal to minus 20. So that is also true. Num2 is also minus 20. So both the conditions on the left and right side of the operator are true. So this operation will return true. In AND, both the operations on left and right side should be true. Then only the output will be true. If any of the operand is false, then the output will be false. If any of the condition is false, then the output also will be false. Like, look at this condition. Second one, num1 equal to 10. So the num1 is 10. It is true. So the interpreter will go to the next condition. It will check the next condition. So num2 to 10. So this condition is false. Even though first condition is true, the second condition is false. So this AND operator, for the AND operator, the first and the second should be true, but the second is false, the AND operator will return false. Same as our and in our English. So A and B should come means both should come, or if A or B should come, either of A or B can come. Likewise, same function as that of the AND. Next is OR, logical OR. Or if any of the two operands are true, then condition becomes true. For OR, any one has to be true. Suppose if A and B, Anu or Meenu should come to the staff room, then either Anu can come or Meenu can come. It doesn't need that both of them should come. Likewise, OR operator, if any condition is true, the OR will return true. Let us see, num1 is equal to 10, num2 is equal to 2. So, num1 greater than equal to 10. There is a condition, num1 greater than equal to 10 or num2 greater than equal to 10. So, what the interpreter will do is, when it starts executing, it will check num1 greater than equal to 10. So, it is true. Num1 is greater than equal to 10. So, it will not check what is after the OR statement or operator, because already we have got the first condition as true. So, no need of going and checking the next condition. So, it will just return true, because for OR operator only one condition has to be true. Even though num2 greater than or equal to 10 is false, then also OR operator will return true, because the first condition is true. Next is num1 less than 5. The first condition is false, because num1 is greater than 5. Then it will check the next condition, num2 greater than equal to 10. So num2 is greater than or equal to 10, it is also false. So both the conditions are false, so the OR operator will return false. Next is NOT operator. So logical NOT is used to reverse the logical state of its operand. It will reverse. If there is AND, if the output is true, then it will reverse it as false. So let us see. Num1 is equal to 10. Then NOT, it is an operator, NOT num1 equal to 20. So num1 equal to 20, is it true? Num1 is already assigned with value 10. So num1 equal to 20 means it will return false. So here num1 equal to 20 will return false. Then on this false, NOT operator is, the NOT operator will do what? The output of num1 equal to 20 is false. The NOT operator will reverse the output. So the output will be true. Let us see the next one. NOT of num1 equal to 10. So here num1 equal to 10 is true. When NOT is applied to it, the output becomes false. So these are the three logical operators. Next is operator. So membership operator is used to check if a value is a member of the given sequence or not. To check whether it is a member, we have two membership operators. They are in operator and not in operator. So in operator returns true if the variable or value is found in the specified sequence and false otherwise. So let us see what is the function. So we have a sequence, a list, num_seq equal to in square bracket 1, 2, 3. So we have a list in that three values 1, 2, 3. Then we are using the in operator here. 2 in num sequence. So we have a list num seq. So we are checking whether 2 is in that sequence. For that we are using this membership operator in. So 2 in num seq checks whether, in will check whether this 2 is present in that num seq. So if it is present, it will return true. So you can see 2 is present in that list. So it has returned true. Now it is checking L in num seq. So it will not, it returned false because L is not present in that num seq because L is a string. And sorry, it is not L, it is 1, because don't misunderstand this as, because this 1 is a string because it is enclosed in single quotes. So 1 in num seq. So 1 is present in num seq, the list, but it is in the form of integer. So this this will return, this in operator will return false because it doesn't find any 1 in the list. So next membership operator is not in. It returns true if the variable value is not found in the specified sequence and false otherwise. So same next, this not in is just the opposite of that of in. So what not in does is num seq equal to 1, 2, 3. So 10 not in num seq. Is 10 present in num seq this list? No, 10 is not there. So it will return true. And next one, 1 not in num seq. Since 1 is there in the list num seq, so it will return false. So a membership operator check value is a member of that particular sequence or a particular list, anything in a sequence. It can be a tuple, list, string. It will check in that string or in that list or in a tuple whether a character or whether an item is present in that string or in a variable. So there are two types of membership operators, in, not in and not in. Next is expressions. An expression is defined as a combination of constants, variables and operators. An expression always evaluates to a value. A value or a standalone variable is also considered as an expression, but a standalone operator is not an expression. So you can see these are examples of expressions because it is a combination of a variable and the operands, or variables and operands and operators. Combination of operands and operators are called expressions. So num1 minus 20.4 is an expression. 3.0 plus 3.14 is an expression. 23 by 3 minus 5 into 7 in bracket 14 minus 2 is an expression. Or addition of two strings, global plus citizen, is an expression. So any combination of operands and operator is called an expression. Like in our program we did a is sum is equal to a plus b, it is an expression. Or result equal to a plus b is an expression. Or simply a plus b is an expression. So in expression there is a precedence. So in our BODMAS rule in maths there is a precedence, which operator has to be, which operation has to be performed first. Like in BODMAS, bracket opening, then division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Likewise in programming also there is a precedence. So when any expression contains more than one operator, their precedence determines which operator should be applied first. higher precedence operator is evaluated before the lower precedence operator. In following, we have multiplication division have higher precedence than plus and minus. So like maths, like in maths, same is here also. First we have higher precedence for bracket, then for division, then multiplication, then for addition, and then subtraction. So this precedence problem can be solved by parenthesis can be used to override the precedence of operator. So if there is any precedence or confusion, then we can provide the higher precedence operator or the operands and operator combination in a bracket. For operators with equal precedence, the expression is evaluated from left to right. If two operators have the same precedence, then the operation is evaluated from left to right. Suppose if a plus 2 plus c plus 3, then this plus symbol both have the same precedence, but the evaluation will start from left. That is a plus 2 is calculated, then b plus 3 is calculated in the from left to right. So let us see how Python will evaluate the following expression. So we have 20 plus 30 into 40. So here two operators are there, plus and star. So which one has higher priority? Which operation should be done first? Star has higher priority. So what the Python interpreter will do is, first it will multiply 30 into 40, it is 1200. Then the next priority goes for plus. Then it will add 20 with 1200 and it will produce the result 1220. Understood? If two operators are there, then the highest priority operation will take place first, then the lowest priority operation will take place. Let us see how Python will following expression. Here we have we have the same numbers, but there is a difference that we have included a bracket. So 20 plus 30 is inside the bracket and into 40. So higher priority goes to bracket. What is inside the bracket? Operator which is inside the bracket. So inside the bracket there is a plus operator. So it will first do addition. 20 plus 30, that is 50. Then 50 into 40, that is 2000. So what is inside the parenthesis is given higher priority. Then how will the following expression be evaluated? So we have an expression 15.0 divided by 4.0 plus in bracket 8 plus 3.0. So if there is a decimal or integer value, it is not a case. Just we have to check what operators are there. Data in or operands are not a matter. Just we have to check the operator only. So we have a division operator, a plus and again a plus. Here division has the higher priority, but here we can see a plus is inside the bracket. So first we have to do the operation that is inside the bracket. So we have to add 8 plus 3, that is 11. Then there are two operators, division and addition. So higher priority goes to division operator. So what the division operator will do? 15 divided by 4, that is 3.75. Then the next priority goes to addition. So 3.75 plus 11 equal to 14.75. Like this, the expressions are evaluated in Python. Okay, children. Thank you. do all these in your Python application and find and do different kinds of variety of expressions. Thank you, children.